Namaste, yogis. I'm Carter, and today's practice is a 60-minute Hatha FLOW where we're getting back to the basics. So let's get to our mat. All right, yogis, let's start in child's pose. So bring your big toes together. Knees can be apart or together. Start to extend and lengthen through the torso as you walk your hands forward. And you're going to soften the belly, the chest, chin, or forehead towards the floor. Now they may touch, they may not. And you got a lot of options in child's pose. I'm going to give you a lot of options today through practice. So one of the options in child's pose is elbows straight as you walk your fingers forward. And then you draw the hips back towards the heels. You can also do a little bit softer arms while you bend the elbows and keep the forearms towards the floor. And you always have options of micro adjusting in your asana, so you can kind of move a little bit from side to side. You can rock the head. This is an asana to create the foundation of your practice, or better yet, the foundation of the day, week, month, year, or life. Allow that inhalation and exhalation to be deep and free. Seeing if you can pause the thoughts of the day and feel a little bit more. In these asanas where we hold a little bit longer, there's a chance for us to create an internal dialogue that lets ourselves know that we are enough. Like being still and mindful is more than enough. That is essential for our well-being. Pausing and giving ourselves some time to slow down and reset the nervous system. All right, nice and slowly bring yourself up into table. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Hands are underneath the shoulders. There's a subtle rotation out with the hands, so the index fingers are pointing straight away. And you have this rotation of your arms, so the creases of your elbows come a little bit forward. And they're going to point the toes, and we're going to flatten the back, and we're going to give ourselves just a moment to press the floor away, so we create a little bit of space between the shoulder blades rather than collapsing, right? And then we're going to ease into cow pose. So belly drops, pull the heart forward as you lift the chin and scoop the tailbone up. So within cow pose, there is a little action with the arms. We're drawing the wrists back as we kind of squeeze the front and back body, front body, knees together as you lengthen through the spine. You always have an option, again, micro adjust by wagging the tail. And then back to normal spine, neutral. And then draw your chin towards your chest. Push your chest away from the floor. And then start to round upper back, middle back, low back, tuck the tailbone. So now we're in cat pose. And within cat pose, it's still powerful. We're pressing the tops of the feet down as if we're going to bring the knees off the ground, but we're not. And as you tuck the chin, you can wag the tail here. Inhale, belly drops, come back to that cow pose. Now we're going to attach the breath with the movement. Exhale, round and squeeze. Inhaling. And exhaling. So we're just trying to match the movement with the breath pattern. And if your breath pattern is faster or slower than mine, you just follow your own breath. And this is throughout the whole practice as well. Another round. Inhaling gives you cow. Exhale gives you cat. We're warming up the spinal fluid and finding this connection with breath and body. This helps soften the nervous system. Roll over your toes, lift your knees, lift your hips into an inverted V, which is called down dog. And in down dog, if your hamstrings are a little bit tight, or if it's your first down dog of the day, just bend the knees a little bit so we can get a nice long spine. So spread your fingertips nice and wide. You're rotating the creases of your elbows forward. That opens up the shoulder blades. You're bringing the belly towards the thighs and you're scooping the tailbone up. So a nice long spine. Once the spine and torso is long, then you can start to invite maybe right heel towards the earth to get a sense of the right hamstring, the calf, back of the knee, the Achilles tendon. And then you can switch legs and you may find some difference in the left leg. And then you can do that a few times just to kind of get a sense of the lower back and wag the tail. The head's fairly neutral between the arms, so you can kind of shake it out a little. And then with this pedaling of the feet, you're just going to start to walk your feet to your hands. Once you get there, come up halfway. So you're flattening the back like a table. You're lifting the chin and looking for the horizon. The hands can be either still on the floor if you have the flexibility, or they can be on the shins, or they can be on the thighs, or they can just dangle. And then exhale, a little bend in the knees, fold forward. And the reason why I have you bend the knees a little bit is so we can round a little bit through the spine. So a few rules in my practice, and one of them is if the knees are straight and locked, the back is very straight as well. So if you bend the knees, you can round through the back. You can get the hamstrings, the glutes, and the lower back. Another breath. And then very slowly bring yourself up to standing. No rush. And if you're a little lightheaded, just rotate your hands towards the front of the mat. If you're feeling pretty good, you can extend your arms up and then bring the hands to heart center. Tadasana pose. Shake out the legs, shake out the arms. And then we're going to start to move. So feet are about hips distance apart, or big toes are touching if it feels comfortable. Hands come to heart center, bend and straighten the knees. Inhale, arms reach up. Lift the chin, lift the gaze. Hands come through heart center. A little bend in the knees again. Release your arms, tuck your chin, soften in this forward fold. So the crown of the head is coming towards the ground. Inhaling, come up halfway again. Knees straighten, back flattens again. Arms can dangle, find shins or thighs. Exhale, bend your knees enough to plant your hands and walk yourself back to the top of a push-up. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. Do that rotation with the creases of the elbows. Push through the heels so you feel it in the calves. And then tuck your tailbone and lift your gaze. One breath. Lower the knees down. And nice and slowly all the way to the floor. So strong through the arms, no rush. Till you find the floor, squeeze your legs together, point your toes, and you're going to press your feet down, your hips down, your hands down, and you're just going to lift chin and chest. This is Cobra pose. Elbows are nice and close to the rib cage. You're long through the neck. The hands are pressing down and a little forward as you find that space. You may feel it in the lower back. Exhale, lower all the way down, soften. Feel the weight of the body. And then table pose. You can stay here with a few rounds of cat-cow if you feel like you need it, or you can go right into down dog. So keep in mind that our yoga practice is a self-regulating practice. We're always checking in with the body, and we're doing what feels like that nurtures the body and supports the body. Right? Keep in mind, this is not a workout. We're not trying to strengthen the body. We're not even trying to get flexible. We're just trying to find connection. Right? Within that connection, we will get strong. We will get flexible. All those things will happen. But we're just trying to find where we are. Inhale, tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward, and then walk or step the feet forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, tuck the chin. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Arms reach up. Hands to heart center. That's a sun salutation A. We're going to do it 2 more times. Some variation. Inhale, arms reach up. It's a nice way to warm up the body. Exhale, fold forward. A nice way to find connection. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, walk or step, top of a push-up. We're going to do a little variation instead of dropping the knees, which you can at any point in time. This time we're just going to lower to the floor, so a little bit more power in the arms. And then we're going to lower all the way down, squeeze the legs together again, press through feet, hips, and hands, lift chin and chest. And you can come up farther, but the elbows always stay bent in cobra pose. So this would be as high as I want to go in this cobra pose. Exhale, lower down, soften. Inhale, table. Again, cat-cow if you need it. If you're feeling fatigued, child's pose. Give yourself a breath or two. Or down dog. So you're making the decisions in a way that supports the body. And every single time you come to your mat, you will find that there is some variation. So we try to leave the expectation and the attachment of what my practice should be kind of like at the door. And we create the practice with the body. Inhale, tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. Walk or step, feet to hands. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. You can tell that I'm giving you inhale, exhale cues to move through practice. And so if you can't get there, it's okay. We're trying to work towards that direction. All right, one more time with another variation. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Release your arms, tuck your chin, soften. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, bend and plant, walk or step all the way back, top of a push-up. So the first time we went knees, floor, cobra. Second time we went all the way down, cobra. This time I'm giving you an option of doing what we call chaturanga, which is halfway down. So the triceps are parallel to the earth. Roll over the toes. Now the thighs are off the ground. The elbows are straight. And we're lifting the chin and gaze. A little bit more intense, definitely more powerful, but just a different variation. Now, again, when you come out of it, you can drop the knees into table and then go into cat-cow. You can drop the knees and go into child's pose, or you can make this transition into down dog by engaging the belly, lifting the hips, rolling over the toes, and slide yourself into down dog. The reason why I'm giving you all these options is that your body may not be up for a chaturanga, may not be up for a plank. And that's okay. It's not better or worse. It just is. All right. So not attached to how you're moving your body. What you're attached to is how does it feel. And you're moving in a way that feels really nice. Right. Inhale, tippy toes. Bend the knees, walk, step, feet to hands. Halfway up to lengthen through the spine as you lift chin and chest. Exhale, fold forward as you let go of the day. And then inhale, come on up. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So that's sun salutation A. That in itself is a great practice. You can always do that at home, right? But we're going to go a little bit deeper now. So we're going to do a sun salutation B. We're going to come into Utkatasana or seated chair pose. So we bend the knees just enough where you start to feel the quadriceps engage. Could be really low. Maybe it's not. But no matter where you are, you're going to bring your ribs and your belly in, and you're going to tuck that tailbone. And then you're going to extend your arms either out in front of you, like you're going to hand someone a present, or maybe you slide your arms up a little bit more, or a little bit more, a little bit more. So whatever is working for you today, that's where you're at. The weight's in the heels, you're softening the toes, and then you can regulate the bending of the knees to get the sensation you need. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. Lift the chin and gaze. And you're trying to draw the shoulders back. Sometimes I see where people are here, but let's kind of lift the heart a little bit as we open up through the heart. Inhale, straighten your knees, extend your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Release your arms, tuck your chin. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands. Your choice. Either knees, floor, cobra, or halfway down, up dog. Finding yourself in down dog. All right, in down dog, you're going to bring your toes a little closer together. Let's lift our right leg up towards the ceiling. And then draw that right knee towards the belly or chest. Softly step your right foot between the hands. If you can't get it all the way up, just grab a hold of it, scoot it forward. Take your back foot, scoot it a little out to the left, and swivel it so the bottom of your foot is flat and your toes are pointing towards the front of the mat. Lift your torso on up and arms reach up. So now we're in Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. Shoulders are pretty square to the front of your mat. You're trying to draw this left hip forward as that left heel draws back. Right knee is bent, doesn't pass the ankle. Ribs and belly draw in, tuck the tailbone. Arms are up, shoulders are down. So Warrior 1, powerful pose. And always make sure that you're stable, which means you may want to adjust. No problem, right? This is Warrior 1 with like a deep bend, and this is a Warrior 1. Find out what you need. If your shoulders are bothering you, here, Warrior 1 legs, no problem, right? So this is why we can do yoga at any age. I had shoulder surgery on this shoulder. I still practice. This was in a sling. I was here, right? So make sure it works for you. Exhale, hands down and plant. Right foot steps back. Your choice now. So if you want to go knees, floor, cobra, or skip it all, you can go down dog, right? So we're always a little creative in practice as well. Left heel towards the ceiling. We're just doing the other side. Left knee, belly, chest. Left foot steps forward. Swivel that back foot. You can do heel to heel, or you can scoot your right foot out a little bit more to the right. Arms reach up. Warrior 1 other side. Adjust. Hips coming forward. Ribs and belly in. Bend and straighten the knee. Make sure you're stable. Arms reach up. Lift the gaze. Right? You don't want to push, but you don't want to coast either. So we're working towards balance, right? Hatha can be translated as in sun and moon, 2 words, right? And we're all about balance in practice. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Right foot steps forward. Inhale halfway as you flatten the back. Exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, drop your seat, arms reach up. So back to your seated chair. And then hands to heart center, straighten the knees. Sun salutation B. So that was it. Let's do it again. Knees drop, or seat drops, knees bend, arms reach up. Find the posture, right? We don't want to rush through it. We're not moving super fast. Inhale, straighten the knees, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend and plant, walk step, and then lower if you want to, or maybe skip it, go into down dog. Right foot to the ceiling. Right foot steps forward, swivel your back foot. Virabhadrasana 1, back to Warrior 1. Find the sensation, make sure it's supporting where you are today. And this is physically, energetically, emotionally, maybe spiritually. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back, your choice. Maybe a yogi push-up or 2. Exhale, down dog. So you can make it as vigorous or as relaxed as you would like. Left heel to the ceiling. Left knee towards the belly, chest. Engage the core. Left foot steps forward. Right foot roots down, arms reach up. Find it, adjust, soften, breathe. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, drop the seat. Utkatasana. Straighten, hands to heart center. So it's sun A, sun B. Should feel pretty warm, should feel fairly connected. So let's keep building. So inhale, arms reach up. Right hand grabs left wrist. Exhale, side bend to the right. Little gaze underneath the left arm. Inhale, back to center, look up. Left hand grabs right wrist, pull up and over. Inhale, back to center, arms reach up. Maybe a little back bend if you feel like you need it. Hands through heart center as you fold forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, bend and plant, walk or step, top of a push-up, your choice. Upward dog or cobra, down dog. Big toes together, right leg lifts. This time let's bend the right knee and stack your right hip on top of your left hip. You're going to look over that left shoulder, ooh, a little bit of a back bend, and let's take that right knee again towards the belly chest. Step that right foot forward, swivel your back foot, warrior one again. This time, let's bend the elbows so the hands and elbows draw back. Interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades, straighten the elbows, lift the heart, maybe move the head, and make sure the legs are fairly comfortable. You're opening up through the chest, fronts of the shoulders. Breath is deep and free. Very powerful pose with the legs as we open up through the fronts of the shoulders and chest. Release your arms, stretch them up nice and tall. Now let's twist to the left. Open up your arms. Look at your left foot. You can scoot it back a little bit, and either the outside of that foot is parallel to the long edge of the short end of the mat, or you can even swivel your toes back a little. Right? Bring your awareness to your right knee. It's bent, doesn't pass the ankle, and it presses out towards pinky toe, so you may feel it in this right groin. You're going to soften all 10 toes. Arms are going to open up so they're parallel to the long edge of the mat. Shoulders are down and away, so the arms are awake, but they're not rigid. You can swivel the palms up and down to move the shoulders in their socket, and then we can adjust. So if I need less, scoot it back. If I need more, scoot forward. Ribs and belly draw in, always tuck in the tailbone to engage the belly. And then last thing is like the heels are going to squeeze towards one another so the groins wake up. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. The gaze is over your right middle finger and you're relaxing the jaw. All right, let's go to reverse warrior. Swivel your right palm up, drop your left arm down, slide that right arm up towards the ceiling. And then if you slide it over your right ear, you're just going to sink a little bit more into that right knee. Now there's a couple variations here. You can take that left hand, you can begin on the hip, you can slide it behind the back, or you can just let it dangle. The gaze can be underneath your right tricep up towards the ceiling, but if that doesn't feel good on the neck, you can look down to your left big toe. All right, take your right forearm to your right knee or thigh. Swivel your right palm up. Extend this left arm up and over your left ear. So the left side body is really long and straight. This is extended side angle. So within this pose, we're drawing the left shoulder and left hip back as we look up towards the ceiling. And when we do that rotation, this right knee has a tendency to drop in a little. So we're going to invite that out towards pinky toe. We're opening up a little bit through the pelvis. The right hand is awake. So you can do like a I'm okay mudra or thumb to middle finger. One more deep full breath. And look down to your right big toe. Hands come down, right foot steps back. Your choice through chaturanga, so halfway down up dog or knees floor cobra. And again, if you're feeling fatigued, maybe table pose, maybe child's pose. And then you breathe. So we'll find the asana that feels right. Another breath or two wherever you are. And then we're going to do the other side. So big toes come a little closer together. Left heel to the ceiling. Left knee bends. Left hip stacks on top of right hip as we open up through the left side body. Maybe a little gaze over the right shoulder. This is pretty tight for me, this side. Left knee towards the belly chest. Step it forward. Swivel your back foot. Arms reach up, warrior one. Same thing we're going to do on the other side. This is bend the elbows, hands and elbows draw back as we open up through the heart. And then we're going to interlace the fingers again. We're going to take the opposite thumb on top. We start by squeezing the shoulder blades and straightening the elbows. If you can get the elbows straight, maybe the wrists come together. And if that still feels good, you can slide the arms off the lower back. These are all options. Another breath. Adjustments are always a good idea. Release your arms, stretch them up nice and tall. Twist to the right, open up your arms, and then widen the stance and adjust that back foot. Maybe the toes roll out a little, gives a little bit of space in this right hip. Invite the left knee out towards pinky toe. Adjust your stance. Relax the shoulders. Make your adjustments. Look over your left middle finger. And then once you're comfortable, squeeze those heels towards one another. Tuck the tailbone, engage the belly. Relax your jaw. Soften the gaze. Breathe. All right, reverse warrior. Right arm drops down. Swivel your left palm up. Slide up. Maybe over. The more you reach your left arm, the more you sink low into the left knee so you feel it in the left ribs. And find the gaze that works for the neck, either underneath that left arm or down to the right big toe. You can modify the right arm to hip, down the leg behind the back. Oh, nice. Extended side angle, so left forearm to left knee or thigh. You just swivel the palm up. Right arm reaches up and over, so the palm is swiveling down, so it keeps the shoulder in its socket. Then we're going to draw the right shoulder, right hip back and lift the gaze. So once again, the right side body draws back. The left knee presses out towards left pinky toe. Left hand's awake. One more deep full breath. Look down to your left big toe. Hands come down. Let's step our right foot forward. Inhale, halfway up, flatten. Exhale, fold, tuck the chin. Inhale, come all the way up standing, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Nice work, check it out. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of a balance pose. If you're feeling like your balance is a little funky today, grab a chair or get to a wall, find a big dog or a small child or whatever is stable. And then we're gonna root down into the left foot and we're gonna come onto the right toes. And then we're going to take this right foot, we can either take it to the ankle, so the foot's like a little kickstand, or the calf, or the inner thigh. So whatever variation works. Once you find it, the right knee draws open. The ribs and belly draw in, tuck the tailbone. This left leg pushes into the foot, so I don't want to kind of kick it out. And then we're going to take the hands to heart center. So thumbs towards the heart, soften the shoulders. And relax your gaze in maybe one spot. We call that a drishti. So somewhere on the floor, a spot that doesn't move, and you just kind of keep the focus there. If this feels pretty good, stay. If you want a little bit more through the shoulders, just extend your arms up. But we're keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears. So this is tree pose, so the arms are like the branches. So you can wiggle the fingers, roll the wrists, and breathe. So one of the things I want you to bring your awareness to is when we do balancing postures, the standing leg often has a locked knee. And when we lock the knee, the quadricep becomes very soft. So if you lock the knee, try to engage your thigh. If you can't do that and hold that, then micro bend the knee. That'll engage the thigh for you. And that gives you some stability. So in this pose, you can kind of mess around a little. Right? If you fall out, you just come back in, no big deal. Hands to heart center. Take your right foot out in front of you, roll the ankle, and then bring the right foot down. Roll onto your left toes. Press the front of the ankle towards the floor so you can feel it top of the foot. And then you're just going to roll around and then shake out that left leg. Let's do the other side. Right foot roots down. Left foot, ankle, calf, or inner thigh, just not on the knee. Knee opens up, right leg presses in, ribs and belly in. You're reaching with the side body, so this is the length, right? Maybe even the crown of the head. Hands to heart center. And you may find one side is more stable than the other. You just have to bring your awareness to it, like, okay, right side is out of balance, no problem. Right? Arms could reach up if you need it. You can always do whatever you like with your arms, right? So if you're holding the arm like the wall, you can take a hand to the heart. If you have like the chair or something. So whatever is working for you, the biggest focus point is that standing leg, right? For me, it's like top of the foot and the ankles, it'll eventually get fatigued there. Some other people may feel it in the calf or the quadricep, right? Or if you're extending the arms, maybe the shoulders. One more breath. We usually want to stay in these poses enough where we start to feel it. Like, remember, like, oh man, now I'm working, right? What's the saying is, it ain't a yoga pose until you want to get out of it. Hands to heart center. Left leg extends out in front of you. Roll the ankle. Left foot comes down. Roll into your right toes. Ooh. Roll it out. Shake it out. Nice work. Press right foot, left foot like you're marching. Little wag of the tail. Arms reach up. Elbows bend. Hands and elbows draw back. Lift the heart. Now take your right arm. Bring it underneath your left arm. So grab your shoulders. Walk them back. Elbows up and down. Separate your feet a little bit wider. Bend the knees. Hinge forward. And allow those elbows to kind of draw away from the chest as you tuck the chin. We're trying to create a little bit of space between the shoulder blades. We can bring the elbows towards one knee and then towards the other knee. Inhale, come on up. Keep the arms where they are. Lift those elbows up towards the chin, then towards the nose, and then towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release it. Take the hands to the ears. Big circles with the elbows, clockwise, counterclockwise. We hold a huge amount of stress and tension in the upper back and neck. So I just want to kind of touch that area to make sure it's taken care of. All right, arms reach up, elbows bend. Before we get into it this time, we're going to swivel the palms down slowly and then towards the back of the mat. And then go a little farther if you can, and then elbows up and down just so you can feel the shoulders in their sockets. And slowly bring yourself on up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together again. Ooh. Take the left arm underneath the right arm. Grab the shoulders. Walk them back. So you're stacking the elbows. Elbows up and down. Get a sense of the upper back. And we're drawing the shoulders down and away from the ears. Separating the feet. Bend the knees a little. And then hinge forward. Let gravity take the arms away from the chest, the chin. You can tuck the chin. Or maybe a little bit of movement with the head. And then elbows towards one leg. And maybe towards the other leg. Back to center. Slowly come on up. Lift the elbows up a little higher. Like chin, maybe nose, maybe ceiling. Exhale, let it go. Shake out the hands. Roll the shoulders around, big circles, clockwise, counterclockwise. I don't know if this is clockwise. Is this clockwise, counterclockwise? This is front and back. Let's do that. Shake it out. Let's come to the front of your mat. All right. Hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reach up. Back bend if you need it. Exhale, hands through heart center. Fold forward. Release your arms. Tuck your chin. We do a lot of these kind of variations of sun salutations. Keep the body warm. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bend and plant, walk, step, or float all the way back top of a push-up. And then your choice, you can go right to down dog or move through chaturanga. Ooh. In down dog, pedal feet and knees, wag your tail. Lift the right leg up towards the ceiling. And then take your right shin and bring it forward. So your right foot is in alignment with your left leg. Then you're going to drop that left knee and point the left toe. So we're going into half pigeon pose, which is a hip opener. For a lot of us, hips are really tight. So I want you to start with a really big angle of your right shin. So the knees forward and the right foot is in alignment with the left leg. All right? The hip bones are square to the floor. So it takes the lower sacrum square to the floor. So you're going to move around here. You're going to give yourself a little assessment. The assessment is, how does my right knee feel? How does my ankle, the joints, my back knee, my back ankle? If that feels okay, then you can stay there and then you bring your awareness to your right hip. And if you still need more sensation, you scoot your right foot forward and then square your hip bones again and you assess again. Right? If your knee is bothering you, the right knee, slide something underneath the right thigh or right hip. Could be a blanket, could be a pillow. And then make sure you're supported there. If it doesn't go away, I don't want you to grate your teeth. So maybe leave a comment in the comment section. I'll give you some alternative poses. Then when you're ready, you're going to lower your elbows down towards the floor. lengthening through the spine. And if you still need more, you can lower all the way down. Now, this should be fairly intense. And when I'm talking about intense, not pain. I'm not talking about pain in the knee or the ankle or the joints. I'm talking about a sensation that's in the connective tissue and the muscle that you're like, whoa, that's intense. And when I say intense, on a scale from 1 to 10, like 1 you feel nothing, 10 is like your pants are on fire. I like you to be at about a 7, right? So it's manageable, that you can breathe effortlessly in and out. And then you can try to soften the other parts of the body, which is shoulders, it's chest, it's belly, it's fingers, jaw. If you can't smooth out the breath, so if the breath is becoming choppy, and you'll know it, like if it's really intense, you'll be like really shallow breathing and like, oh my God, when is this over? And if that's the case, you just scoot your foot back a little or bring your torso up a little, right? So you modify to that sweet spot. And that sweet spot, again, is not pushing or not coasting. And that sweet spot is a moving target. So we have to constantly be like, how am I doing now? Like if I keep you here in 5 minutes, for 5 minutes, it'll be like, holy moly, right? It's really intense. We're only here for another breath. So keep in mind, these are these micro adjustments, the constant connection that we have with body. Hands under shoulders, gently lift yourself on up. Drop to your right hip and sweep this left leg out in front of you, and you're going to extend both legs. So you may have your circulation cut out in your foot, so I just want to get back into it. So shake the legs, maybe a little tap of the legs here, bend and straighten the knee, point or flex your feet, roll your ankles, and then you're going to bend your left knee. You're going to take your left foot over your right leg. It can be above or below the knee. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter right now. You can adjust as the sensation's needed. Left hand to the floor by the hip, and it's going to support your spine to be nice and long. We're going to start with the right hand holding the left knee, and we're going to draw the belly in, like you're going to suck the gut in, and we're going to twist as if we're trying to move the belly button on the opposite side of that left thigh. All right? And as you lift the heart, you're just going to gaze towards your left thumb. So you tuck the chin a little bit. No stress on the neck. If you feel like you need more sensation, you can slide the crease of your right elbow around that left knee and squeeze a little bit here. It may show up a little bit more in that hip. But we're still activating the belly. So that's kind of the focus in this asana is detoxification of the vital organs, the liver, the spleen, the intestines, right? So we're drawing the belly in, and as we twist, it's like wringing out a dish rag, right? So if I forget to tell you this, at the end of practice, this day and maybe tomorrow, drink lots of water so you can flush the system out. One more deep, full breath. Inhale, come back to center. Hands behind you, lean back, unfold the legs, shake them out. Lean back, lift your feet up off the ground, and then take the hands to the backs of the knees. So this is a supported boat pose. Engage the belly. If you want more, arms extend out in front of you. For more, straighten the knees. One deep, full breath. And then cross your right ankle in front of your left ankle. Draw your feet towards you. Roll over your feet. Plant your hands. Walk, step, or float, top of a push-up, and then your choice, either right into down dog, or knees, floor, cobra, or chaturanga. And we're just going to take care of the other side. So once we're here, big toes together, left heel towards the ceiling, maybe bend open and stack, left shin forward, and then again, left foot in alignment with right leg, lengthen torso, assess, knees, ankles, joints, left hip. How's it feel? If it's okay, elbows down. If you need an adjustment, scoot the foot forward for more sensation, square the hips. How's it going? Elbows down. If it's not feeling so good, maybe something underneath the hip or the thigh. Adjust, soften. All right? And it's going to be a little bit of like connection, communication from the body. There's times where I've been into pigeon pose where it feels really good when I get into it, and then the body starts to soften, then all of a sudden the knee starts to bother me. And then I'm like, whoa, I gotta adjust that. I gotta come out, right? So we need to make sure that we're safe first and foremost, because if you're injured, it's counterproductive, right? That's why I don't want a lot of pushing in practice. I want a lot of softening, and then if your body's like, I don't feel it, well, then you go farther until you feel it, right? That's always a very safe way of practicing. The idea of like pushing first, that tends to be a problem. I've been injured doing yoga, and I know hundreds of people that have been pushing their practice and break a toe or hurt a knee or throw out their back. Someone just told me that they were doing this heavy vinyasa practice and threw out a rib. I'm like, whoa, man, that's not the point, right? If you're doing yoga because you want to work out, I mean, it can be done. I'm just not a fan of it. There's other things that you can do that are designed for a workout, right? Kettlebells and going to the gym, these kinds of things. Yoga is this connection practice, right? Breathing and awareness, and how do we manage sensation? It's like, it goes a little bit deeper than just the physical body. And if we practice this way of consciousness and awareness, we get strong, we get flexible. So yeah, hands on your shoulders, gently lift yourself on up. I love these longer holding postures because then I can talk and talk. Drop to the left hip, extend your right leg out in front of you. You may like it, you may hate it. I'm so sorry. Shake out the legs, tap the thighs, point and flex the feet. I want to give a lot of information in this class because I want to make sure that your foundation of practice is solid, right? All right, right knee bends, right foot over left thigh, above or below the knee. You're rooting down through the foot and you're lengthening through the spine, and you're taking the right hand down to the floor to support. The reason why we have this long spine is because we want to make sure that there's a lot of space within the belly, right? If I collapse here, then I'm having some problems with everything squishing down. If I open and then I twist, then those vital organs have a chance to move around a bit. So belly draws in, as if we're moving the belly button, opposite side, right thigh. Option, creases the left elbow around the right knee. And then we twist, right? And we don't stay here long, maybe 3 breaths. And the exhalation is where we get the twist. The inhalation is a little restricted because we're kind of squeezing the lungs. But it's all awareness of the below the belly button, right? One more deep full breath. Awesome. Back to center. Hands behind you. Extend your legs. Shake them out. Bend the knees. Bring the feet to the floor. Just windshield wiper knees side to side. Softening the spine. And then we're going to lower all the way to our back. Knees are bent. Feet are underneath the knees, about hips distance away. So if the hands are by the side body, maybe the fingertips can feel the heels. And then we're going to move into bridge pose. And you're just going to lift the hips up until you feel enough sensation. So as you press through the feet, lift the tailbone, lower back. Maybe that's enough. You can lift higher, so mid-back comes off the ground. You can even go higher where you have to kind of rock a little bit from side to side as you squeeze your shoulder blades together. Options here, palms up or down. Or you could interlace your fingers behind the hips as you start to straighten the elbows and push the triceps and the sides of the hands into the ground. The chin draws towards the chest, not side to side. And in this pose, you got options. You can come onto the tippy toes to lengthen. You can bring the feet a little closer together and maybe straighten one knee towards the front of the room, or draw the heel towards the ceiling. If you do that with the leg, make sure you just do the other side. And it could be a little bit, or it could be long. You can hold it. And then give yourself another breath or two. Release your hands and lower your heels, lower the hips slowly. And don't draw the knees towards the belly just yet. Windshield wiper knees side to side to make sure the muscles in the back have a chance to find neutrality, right? And so you get a sense of where you are. And once you're knowing that the back is feeling malleable, then you can draw the knees towards the belly, chest. You can make circles with the knees. You can squeeze. And then we're just gonna take those knees and drop them to the left. Arms open up nice and wide. Chin drops towards the right shoulder for this nice spinal twist. As we start to wind down from practice, we're allowing that breath to soften a little bit, relaxing the jaw, maybe creating a little internal dialogue in a way that supports ourselves through the rest of the day, right? You know, I am statements are my favorite. I am smart, funny, strong, beautiful, worthy, present. I usually do these I am statements for whatever I'm struggling with. So not only am I a yoga teacher, but I'm an artist. So oftentimes, if you happen to be an artist, we struggle with creativity. So oftentimes I am creative. Like I am enough, I am talented, so I have to remind myself that I am these things, right? This is the problem that we have, we just forget. Knees back up to center. Root down through your lower back, and when you're ready, same thing. Just draw the knees to the right, arms open up, chin drops towards the left shoulder, soften again. Internal dialogue is a very important thing in our practice. It's the question that is important. How am I doing in this asana? How am I doing in this moment? And what do I need? How can I support myself through action? Can I modify the pose to get more sensation or less sensation? I had somebody take class a couple days ago and they said they're having a rough day and they're saying, can I just do Shavasana, which is the last resting pose for the whole class? And I'm like, yes, you can. You can lay flat on your back for an hour. It's no problem. Got no problem with it, right? Another breath or two. All right, nice and slowly, knees back up to center. Windshield wiper knees again, side to side. And then bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees fan out nice and wide. Take the hands to the upper thighs, scoot your heels closer towards yourself, and then press your thighs towards the front of the mat like you're lengthening through your spine. And you can do this like both thighs at the same time, or you can press right thigh and then left thigh, kind of like you're wagging the tail a little. I just want you to bring your awareness to your lower back. And then release the hands on the thighs. Take your left hand to your heart. Take your right hand to your belly. So the knees are heavy. If you're feeling too much in the groins, slide something underneath the thighs. We're going to do 3 belly breaths. And the belly breaths is we're expanding through the belly to activate the vagus nerve that's like an umbrella over the gut. This will help us balance the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. So inhale, expand the belly as it pushes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, belly drops and soften. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly falls. One more time. Exhale, soften. Back to your normal inhalation, exhalation. And then very slowly, mindfully, start to walk the feet forward as you straighten the knees. Extend your arms up over your head. Stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes. Get nice and long. And then exhale, knees towards belly, chest as you wrap your arms around your legs and give yourself a squeeze. A little rock from side to side. Now, if you're feeling like you need more sensation, take your arms in between the legs and grab either the shins the ankles, the big toes, the arches of the feet or outsides of the feet or heels, or anything you can grab a hold of. And then draw your ankles over the knees or in that direction. Separate your feet as wide as you can. And then invite your knees towards the floor by the rib cage. This is happy baby. And then we're just going to move a little bit from side to side as you kind of massage the lower back. And you can bend and straighten the knees. You can bring the feet in or out. Any movement that allows you to kind of feel what's going on. Another breath or two here. Tailbone can draw towards the floor, or you can draw the tailbone off the ground. Two different variations of the asana. All right, feet lift up towards the sky. Hands can be in any position. Could be calves, backs of the knees, hamstrings. They can be flat on the ground, or you can slide the hands underneath the hips if your hamstring's a little bit tight. This is candlestick pose. I just want you to roll your ankles, wiggle your toes, flex your feet. And then do internal, external rotations of the thighs. So big toes touch, then heels touch. You're moving the hips in their sockets. And then some movement with the legs. Let's do some circles. One direction. Circles other direction. And then like you're pedaling like a really big bicycle. You know those ones that have that huge front tire like in the 20s? I think it's the 20s, I'm not sure. So you're just doing this like slow motion, riding a bike with a massive big tire on the front. And then the part that's really hard for me is that we're going to pedal backwards. My brain is just always like, what are you doing? So just a little bit of movement. All right, extend the feet back up towards the ceiling again. Straighten the knees, flex the feet. We're letting the blood rush from the feet into the vital organs, giving the heart a break. All right, then lower your legs halfway down. Lower your legs 1 inch off the ground. Ooh, yeah. And then lower them all the way down. Now we're moving into Shavasana, which is the last resting pose, which some people say is the most important pose. You're going to separate your feet so your heels are towards the corners of your mat. Externally rotate your thighs so your feet fall open. If you have blankets or pillows or whatever you need to make sure that the body feels really comfortable, do whatever works for you. So you can slide something underneath the knees or down the spine or in the back of the head or cover the body or maybe something over the eyes. Once you roll the thighs out, you can make some adjustments with the hands. So the palms could be up if you want to share the energy with the world, or if you want to keep it nice and close, you take the left hand to heart, right hand to belly. And then we're going to draw the chin down a little. Close your eyes as you drop your gaze inward. And then drop the tongue off the roof of the mouth and relax your jaw. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. And bring awareness to your feet. Soften your toes, arches of the feet, the ankles. Relax the calves, knees, thighs, hamstrings, and hips so the legs become very relaxed and soft. Relax the belly, the lower back, muscles on each side of the spine. Allow those shoulder blades to just melt into the mat as you relax and open up through the heart and the chest, and the torso becomes very relaxed, open, and available. Soften your fingers, the palms, the wrists, forearms, elbows, biceps and triceps, the shoulders. So the hands, arms become very relaxed and soft. Relax the neck, the throat, the back of the head. Soften the forehead, the eyebrows, and maybe even let the eyes float away from each other in their sockets As you relax all of your senses, maybe even relax the inner ears, and in this moment, in this body, you are perfect. You are exactly where you need to be. With no matter all the flaws that you think you may have, all the things you need to adjust and improve, you are exactly right here, right now, perfectly resting. This is more than enough. You are more than enough, right here and right now. Allow the body to be relaxed and soft. Allow the thoughts to just move in and out of the mind like soft, white, fluffy clouds. Rest. And as you bring your awareness to your surroundings, allow your breath to deepen as it fills the lungs, it pushes into the diaphragm and maybe into the belly. And expand that breath more as it moves down the legs, into the feet as you wiggle your toes. Deepen the breath more as it rolls over the shoulders, down the arms, into the hands as you wiggle your fingers, roll your wrists, move your ankles, and gently rock your head side to side. Extending your arms up over your head, stretch from your fingers all the way down to your toes, get nice and long. On your exhalation, just relax. A moment to acknowledge your practice, your body, this moment, this space, and this time, this gorgeous planet. The opportunity we have to move through the rest of our day, mindful of our needs. And then gently draw the knees towards the belly as you wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a little loving kindness as we suspend any of our judgment or critique that we do of ourselves. Right arm reaches up over your head, roll to your right side. A moment to be here. A chance to start again, whatever that means. Maybe a new ritual, maybe a new idea, new thought, maybe starting something over again. Pressing your hands into the floor, bring yourself up into a comfortable seat. With a nice long spine, take the hands to the knees or thighs, and we're just going to drop our right ear towards our right shoulder. Explore the left side of the neck by lifting the chin a little up and down. Roll your head back, lift your chin up, wag your jaw. And then roll left ear towards left shoulder. Again, chin up and down. Roll chin all the way to the chest. A little rock with the head side to side. Then let's bring our hands together like in a prayer position. Let's take the hands to the thumbs as you gaze over the fingertips. The hands together is a representation of our connection to all things. The thumbs touching the heart is that our connection is through loving kindness. Take a nice big inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Nice work showing up to your practice today. Have a great day, and namaste. Awesome job showing up to your practice today. If you like this practice, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave it in the comment section below. And make sure you subscribe so you can keep updated on all the latest practices. See you soon. Take care of yourself, and peace.